Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And we are on week 35, day 2 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. We are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book, Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar. And if you love positive affirmations and you love music therapy, if you love essential oils and aromatherapy, I think this is going to be a book that you are just going to so appreciate. You can buy it at Aromatools or Oil Life. The affirmation for this entire week that we are focusing on is I am peaceful. I just love that affirmation. I am peaceful. Maybe even say, I am peace. I am peace. How are you doing in your peaceful journey? I have noticed that I can do better on my peaceful journey of trying to be peaceful, trying to stay at peace. I think that there's always something better that I can do to be more peaceful and more at peace with those around me. There are many of us who tend to have a vision of how they want things to be, and when things don't go according to their vision, say, hey, what are you doing? Like, what are you thinking? Or why did you do it that way? Or, hey, can you do it this way? Which is all fine and good. Like, it's all fun and good to share our vision and ask a person, their thoughts on something, or ask why they're doing something a certain way. But what I've noticed is when I tend to bridge conversations or start conversations that way, they don't seem to go very well. But when I tend to give grace or give praise for what is being done, hey, thank you so much for doing that. I'm just wondering why, or I don't even know. But when I tend to praise what I can, oh, thank you so much for doing that. Would you be open for me teaching you a different way, or a way that I would love for you to do it a little bit better, just for me, for my preferences, or a way that I think would work better for you? Would you be open? Giving people the choice, but praising the effort, praising the intent, the goodness of their heart. I think that's a better way of doing things. And do I always remember to do that? Absolutely not. Sometimes I'm like, what were you thinking there? But I can see that it is better to praise the good and praise all that we can. Maximize the good. Accentuate the positive. Tweak what we need to tweak, right? We all need to tweak a few things in ourselves and with others. We can all tweak things, right? But praising the good and loving on all that's good. Okay, I think that's a beautiful way for myself and a lot of other people to stay in the peaceful mode, the calm, the centering mode, the peacemaking mode. That I give you grace, I give you kudos, compliments, praise, and value for the goodness that you're trying to be. Anyway, that's what I was thinking of today as I was thinking of I am peaceful. Caleb, can you help with that, please? The affirmation for today is I am able to take a breath and respond quietly. I love that. I absolutely love that. The idea of taking. Can you help her in Okay, I just have a little one who wants to be by me for just a minute. Hold on. Okay, this is one of my granddaughters, and her name is Brielle. Anyway, and I think she wanted to come say hi for just a minute. The affirmation for today is I am able to take a breath and respond quietly. Okay, so I love this too. I was doing a lot of study on just pausing and taking that breath. So during that breath, we can get more oxygen to our brain so our brain can work better. During that breath, that breathing spell, we can think and decide better how best to respond. If we're frustrated or angry or even sad, we can take a few minutes to breathe, to count. Maybe, people have sometimes said, take a minute before you say something, count to 10 or whatever. So we can take a minute to pause, to breathe, to think, to connect, maybe with our God, with God, or with our highest values. How do I want to? What's my highest value here? There was a prophet, Thomas S. Monson, who said, "Never let a problem to be solved become more important than a person to be loved." Can you let her back out to play with the other ones? Anyway, so I love Brielle. She just wants to come, sit with me, cuddle with me for a minute, and then she's just ready to go out and play again. Anyway, so he said, never let a problem to be solved become more important than a person to be loved. So as we're facing whatever life throws at us, as we're communicating, as we're pausing first to breathe before we go on, let's remember to lead with the things that are most important to us, right? So if we're having to correct a child, right, we can lead with love. You know what? I love you. I absolutely love you. I'm really sorry that you made that decision. Let's figure it out now. Let's figure out how we can go forward, what we can do differently in the future. Just a minute. What we can do differently in the future, but we can lead with love. So there's a scripture and I can't remember the exact scripture, but it basically says that if you do something with like a grudging heart, it's like you haven't given the gift at all. So if we're trying to clean the kitchen, let's clean it with a happy heart. If we're doing a favor for someone, let's do it with a happy heart. If we're changing the way that we maybe connect with others or we do certain things to make it better for everyone, let's do it with a happy heart. When we do it with a grumpy heart, we lose so many of the blessings and the connections and the love that we can be gaining. So that breath, that space, that pause in between the stimulus and the reaction is just what we need so many times to be able to act from our highest values instead of reacting with our natural tendencies. Anyway, Caleb. Being happy of this week, but I really love what I love most in that slow down, that breathe, is Cecil's song, Slow Down. Just pause. Don't be afraid to pause. Don't be afraid to slow down. When someone asks us a question, we don't have to answer. If someone comes to us with a problem, we don't have to answer right away. We don't. Anyway, so is there a song that you connect with when it comes to slowing down and breathing? If there's a song like that, I would love for you to post it in the comments. The diffuser blend that we're diffusing the whole entire week is 2 drops of marjoram, which is the oil of connection, 2 drops of cypress, which is the oil of motion and flow, and 2 drops of cedarwood, which is the oil of community. And today I'm going to be talking to you about marjoram, which is the oil of community. Caleb, can you find me my essential emotions book for me, please? Okay, so what you need to know about marjoram is that it is best known as a cooking herb. Probably all of us have it in our spice rack, right? Because it's so good for so many dishes. To the early Romans, it was called the herb of happiness. And to the early Greeks, it was called joy of the mountains. So I love that when I think of marjoram, I think of a very happy, peaceful, peacemaking scent. Marjoram is super good to use when life is stressful, to help bring in some joyous energy. Marjoram is very calming and soothing. Hold on just a minute. Marjoram is a beautiful, calming scent that can help us find peace in the very erratic world and changing world that we live in. It is best known for its calming abilities. Again, it's so calming that it can almost knock a person out or help a person go to sleep. Not really knock them out, but very much help them go to sleep. So if you have little ones that don't want to take a nap, definitely putting some marjoram on the bottoms of their feet can be very, very helpful. If you can't go to sleep at night, diffusing marjoram, putting marjoram on your toe area or on your heart area can definitely help you in going to sleep as well. For that reason, you're definitely not going to want to use marjoram in the daytime because it can be very, very sedative. So when it comes to marjoram, it gives us another gift. And so I wanted to talk about how there are 2 different ways to get answers. One is just thinking about it a lot and logicking, right? So you have a choice to make and you're looking between 2 different experiences or choices, and maybe you make a list. Maybe you say, okay, what would be good with this? Maybe make the positives and the negatives of that choice and the positives and the negatives of this choice, and then you kind of just logic your way to a conclusion. And that's a beautiful way to make choices. Now, the other way to make choices is just to kind of relax, meditate, kind of pray, and kind of let that answer flow in. And both are great ways to make choices depending upon the choice. Sometimes doing our due diligence and learning everything about something and then just totally can you look up in my bedroom for that really quick? Just totally going with our knowledge, making a choice from a knowledge base is a very good way to make a choice. And other times, just relaxing or meditating and letting the answer flow into us, praying, letting the answer flow into us is a great way. Sometimes it's a combination of both, right? If your logic way and your due diligence way still doesn't seem to help you make a choice, try diffusing some marjoram, try meditating, try relaxing, maybe even try recreating, kind of get that out of your brain, let your subconscious work on it a little bit, and see if that doesn't help you get to an answer. So again, one of the gifts of marjoram is just letting those answers kind of flow. Marjoram can help us let go of criticism or self-judgment, and it can help open up our hearts to see things more clearly and to look deeper into things. Marjoram, because it's so relaxing, can help us let go of any fears or phobias, as well as any addictions or obsessions. It can be very quieting to obsessive worry, where negative thoughts tend to circle over and over again. I don't know if you find yourself in like a spiral, just can't get rid of thinking about this. Marjoram can be very helpful in calming that down. It can also be very, very helpful when it comes to excessive worry about not being lovable. Like if you find yourself obsessing on the person that you love, or maybe even jealousy, marjoram, it can help calm that down, help remind us that we really are lovable. It can also be very, very calming to people who have to find themselves in the center of drama. They want to be the center of everything, and they kind of do that through drama instead of through happiness and cheer. Marjoram can help calm that down as well. Because marjoram is so calming, it can be very good for those and very supportive to those who tend to have panic attacks. Just putting a drop of marjoram in your hand, rubbing it together, smelling it, putting it on your neck area, on your heart area would be super helpful. The aroma can help bring in a sense of security. If you've had just a horrible day, it's a beautiful oil to use in your bath. So you can take like a quarter to half cup of Epsom salts, whichever you like. I tend to like more the quarter cup, but some people love actually even a full cup. So play with Epsom salts, see what you like. Put like 3 to 5 drops of marjoram into your Epsom salts, put it in the water, and just let that beautiful aroma help you feel more safe, help you feel more secure, help you feel more loved, and feel out that tension and that stress just melting away. So they say that marjoram has a very beautiful calming effect. So if you're uptight, even with things like intimacy, it can help you calm down. Remember, you're going to be loved. So it's a beautiful oil to use if that's an issue in intimacy. Because it is such a heartwarming oil, it's very good to use in times of grief or sorrow or loneliness. It's very good to use for people who, through past issues or through whatever issue, have a difficult time trusting other people or forming relationships. So, again, and I think the reason why it can work on that level is because it's so relaxing. It's a joyful, relaxing herb that can help us in forming relationships. Just a minute. It is beautiful for people who tend to feel aloof, who tend to distance themselves from others, or tend to be a little bit cold. It's beautiful for helping people like that be able to recognize those tendencies and be able to realize that doesn't help in relationships. Be able to relax into relationships again of the feeling of I am supported, I am loved. And some people tend to be cold or aloof because they're afraid that they won't be accepted. So marjoram can be an essential oil that helps us relax, reminds us that we are loved, helps us feel a little bit happier. So we're a little bit freer in how we associate with other people. because it is so relaxing and because it is such a happy making oil, it can help soften our hearts and help us heal from past emotional wounds, which, if we've lived, we've all been wounded in life. So, and it's good not to just suppress those hurts or those sadnesses. It's good to help do the things that heal them. And aromatherapy can be one of the tools in your toolkit to emotional healing. It's beautiful for chronic stress. The last thing that I wanted to say about marjoram is that although like maybe jasmine or neroli or even ylang ylang might be flower essential oils that kind of are aphrodisiacs, marjoram is absolutely the opposite, and it can help kind of calm down the sexual desire as well. So if there are times, when that is not an option or not on the plate, maybe you're not married yet, maybe you're away from your spouse, diffusing marjoram essential oil would be a beautiful way to kind of help calm down that desire. Marjoram blends very, very well with melaleuca. So if you're going to be using it because you tend to get obsessive or even manipulative, blending it with melaleuca, diffusing 2 drops of each in your diffuser will be a wonderful blend. If you tend to have trust issues, then blending it with geranium will be very, very heart healing. Very, very heart healing. So the emotional aspects that marjoram essential oil can help with are, if you're feeling distrusting, emotionally aloof or distant, overly protective, emotionally isolated, reclusive, if you have a fear of rejection, or if you tend to self-sabotage. And the positive properties that marjoram essential oil can bring in is being emotionally open, emotionally connected. It helps to facilitate close relationships. It helps us to be soft-hearted, and others in our circles to be more soft-hearted, more loving, and it increases our ability to trust. Okay, so just reminding everyone that the diffuser blend for this week is 2 drops of marjoram, the oil of connection, 2 drops of cypress, the oil of motion and flow, and 2 drops of cedarwood, the oil of community. We'll be talking about cypress on Wednesday, the emotional benefits of cypress on Wednesday. And the song for the whole entire week is Happy by Pharrell Williams. But the song that I'm connecting with on I'm able to breathe and respond quietly is the song by Cecil. Okay, and then the affirmation for today is I am able to breathe and respond quietly. And the affirmation for this entire week is I am peaceful. I am peaceful. You are peaceful. God is a God of peace. Christ, our spirit brother, was called the Prince of Peace. And because we are all spirit children of our Heavenly Father and Mother, we have the ability to be peacemakers. We have the ability to be at peace. They say that peace is the only feeling that can't be duplicated by anything else except really a connection with doing good or a connection with God. So as we're trying to have more peace, let's see let's think to ourselves, or maybe ponder, or maybe even journal about what could do to be a little better. Or do a little better, be a little better, both, so I can be more at peace at the end of the day. This is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, reminding us all that we have the incredible power in us with God to make it a great day. Bye-bye.